We are just so thrilled to be welcoming you back here on site once again this year. We love having you. We love having all of our amazing partners here as well. We've got 2x2 Animal Haven. We've got the Brooklyn Nets over here. All kinds of fun things going on all week long. Now, here at the museum, we have a number of really cool things too all year round. We have 28 of the world's coolest aircraft. We have a Cold War era submarine right outside as well that you can explore. And of course, up above our heads, the Space Shuttle Enterprise. Have you all seen that yet? Yeah, very cool. And we have something else very special on site here as well now too. We've got the Mars Perseverance rover and Ingenuity helicopter full-scale models. Those are the things that are currently exploring Mars right now, believe it or not. Those are also upstairs right underneath our Space Shuttle Pavilion. So before you leave today, make sure you check those out, all right? Now, everyone, I am so excited to introduce for you now a very, very special guest here from our education department. We've got Ellen Pizer. Ellen Pizer, come on to the stage, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
She is going to be doing a fascinating presentation here, bringing to life some star stories, all right? So I'm going to pass it over to you, Ellen. Take it away.
Thank you, Alicia. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad to be with you guys this afternoon, talking a little bit about our Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum. Here at Intrepid, we strive to educate the public, honor our heroes, and inspire our youth. So we're so happy that you guys could join us today. Today, we're talking a little bit about names. So let's start off with the name of the craft that we're on today, because this is Intrepid. Does anybody know what the word intrepid means? It has a meaning. We can think about that for a minute. So some names can mean different things. The name Intrepid means strong and fierce and brave. All right, and that is why the Navy decided to name this ship Intrepid in 1943. And it served as a part of the Navy until 1974. And during that time, it sailed all over the world. It launched and landed airplanes. And it also picked up space capsules. We're going to talk about a few of those space capsules today and what their names also mean. So our first space capsule, you guys might have seen on your way to the Explorium today. It is a capsule named Mercury. Mercury. Have you ever heard of the name Mercury before? Give me a thumbs up if you've heard of the name Mercury before. Thumbs down if you have not. A thumbs in the middle for perhaps it sounds familiar. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up in our audience. All right, what is named Mercury that you know? What is named Mercury that you know? Loud and proud, my friend. The planet Mercury, the planet Mercury, all right? All right, whoops. Can anybody tell me some things about the planet Mercury that you know? What do you know about the planet Mercury? Right over here. All right, it's really hot, all right? So some parts of Mercury are very hot, some parts are pretty cold. All right, what else do you know about planet Mercury? Oh, it has some dust storms? Okay, very good. All right, what else do you know about planet Mercury? Very good. Planet Mercury is the first planet, And that's very important, all right, because our Mercury capsule was the first type of space capsule made by NASA. It was space capsule number 1. All right. And it had a very important mission. All right. It took this gentleman, his name is Scott Carpenter, up into space. All right. Around Earth and back down. And I have some things with me to help us describe that. So, in order to go into space, you need a really strong force. All right, you need a rocket. All right, and I have a little model rocket here, and I have a space capsule where Scott Carpenter, our astronaut, would have sat on the much bigger version, of course. All right, and when astronauts take off from the ground in their rocket ship, all right, it's important that they have a warning, they have a countdown before the rocket takes off. All right, so I'm going to need your help to do a countdown from 10 to help our rocket take off from the ground. All right, whoop. So we're going to count from 10 with me, all right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Now, when this blasts off into space, all right, it separates. And part of the rocket falls back down to Earth. And only the capsule with our astronaut, all right, goes into space and around our planet. This is called an orbit. An orbit. And I have another prop to help describe that. Haha. Gonna move these out of the way. So this is our planet Earth. All right, and if we look very carefully down here, we see our capsule. To orbit, our capsule is going to go around, around, around Earth in a big circle. All right. While our astronaut goes around Earth, they're going to do different scientific experiments to learn about life in space. Now, eventually, our astronauts and Scott Carpenter, all right, will have to come back down to Earth. And to do that, all right, Scott Carpenter in our capsule is going to need a little help. All right, inside our capsule, there is a really big red and white parachute. And this parachute opens up and it will slow Scott Carpenter and his capsule down before it hits Earth. All right, and that's very important. So my friends, can I have a volunteer? Can I have a volunteer? You, my friend. All right, you're going to, when I drop my capsule, you are going to retrieve it for us. Okay, ready? All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, thank you very much, my friend. Now, my friend over here, she retrieved our capsule. She picked it up and she brought it back to me. And that's very important because I couldn't go and get it myself. And that was the job of Intrepid. Intrepid's job was to go and pick up our space capsules after they landed in the water, retrieve them, all right, and bring them back to Earth. All right? And that was Intrepid's very important mission, very important part of the space race. Now, we picked up Scott Carpenter, all right? Unfortunately, another ship picked up his capsule because he was a little bit off course. But he wasn't the only mission Intrepid was a part of. All right. The second mission was called Gemini. Gemini. All right. And has anybody been over in our Gemini capsule in the Explorium yet? You can give me a thumbs up if you've been over there yet. A thumbs down if maybe you'll head there later. All right, a couple people have given us a thumbs up. A couple people have given us a thumbs down. I hope you check it out later, because that Gemini capsule is a two scale, all right, replica of the same type of capsule Intrepid picked up with astronauts Gus Grissom and John Young. All right. They went up into space and they were focused on trying out space food. Space food. Before coming back down and landing in the water, where they were picked up with their capsule and brought back to Intrepid. Now, folks, if you had astronauts come and visit your home or your school or your place where you work, how would that make you feel? How would that make you feel? Give me a thumbs up if you would feel very excited. All right. Give me a thumbs down for maybe that would be just another day. Okay. So different people on board Intrepid felt different things about having astronauts on board. But for the most part, people on Intrepid were very, very excited to have astronauts aboard and to be a part of this mission. Now let's think about the name of this mission for a moment. This mission's name was Gemini. Gemini. Has anybody heard of the name Gemini before? Has anybody heard? Give me a thumbs up if you've heard of the name Gemini before. A thumbs down if you have not heard of the name Gemini. Okay, a couple of thumbs down. I see a few thumbs up. My friend over here. Oh, you got 2 thumbs up. My friend over here. Would you like to share where you've heard the name Gemini before? Oh, I heard my friend that it is a constellation that he's heard about many times. That's a very good connection, my friend, because Gemini is a constellation. It's also a member of the zodiac, if anybody follows astrology. All right, reads what their sign is in the newspaper. All right. And constellations like Gemini are pictures in the sky made of stars. And I have one constellation here on my foam board that we're going to try to figure out together. All right? Constellations are made of stars just like the dots here on my board. And looking at the dots here on my board, I want you to think about what constellation this could be. And I want you to turn and talk with the people that you came here with and try to come up with an idea about what constellation this is. All right, so talk with your friends, talk with your buddies, talk with your families. What do we think this is? All right, I see some people want to share. We're going to give folks another minute. All right. Let's see. And no answer is wrong. What do we think this might be? My friend over here, loud and proud. A duck. All right, I love it. All right, maybe it does look like a duck. How about over here? A horse. Fantastic, a horse. Yeah. A little louder, friend. Ooh, maybe it's that constellation I talked about before, Gemini. That's a good guess. All right, over here. A bear, a bear. All right, all of these are fantastic guesses, my friends. So I have this little string, all right, with me. And I'm going to string up part of our constellation so we can see it better. All right. So does anybody know what this part of our constellation looks like? What this part looks like? All right, my friend in the red coat in the back, real loud and real proud. What does it look like? Oh, very good. The Big Dipper, the Big Dipper. Give me a raised hand if anybody's heard of the Big Dipper before. Ooh, I see lots of raised hands. All right, very good. So the Big Dipper is a really popular constellation. In some places, it's known as the drinking gourd. All right, and it looks like a pot or a spoon with a big long handle. And these stars are very, very bright. So it's easy to see them in lots of different places. Even in New York City, where our street lights and our building lights sometimes make it hard to see the stars. This picture, the Big Dipper, is something special because it's a part of a larger constellation. This is called an asterism. That's a pretty funny word. Can you guys say that with me? Asterism. One more time, loud and proud. Asterism. Very good. So the Big Dipper is an asterism, and it lives inside an even larger constellation. All right. So I am going to thread through. Oh, got caught on my legs. Thread through our larger constellation. All right, as I'm going through our constellation, talk with your family, talk with the folks you came with. As we go through, see if your idea of my constellation changes to something else, something different. All right. So what do people see now? Do you see the same thing or do you see something new? Over here, what do you see? Ooh, a new picture, all right? So our friend here sees something new. What? Ooh, maybe it looks like a rocket. Excellent imagination. All right, over there with the red shirt and the blue sweater, loud and proud. A dog, wonderful. One more. Like an anteater? Oh, a deer. I could see both. All right. So my friends, a lot of different people looked up in the stars and saw this picture and interpreted it different ways. But a lot of different people, for whatever reason, around the world looked up and saw this as a big bear. As a big bear. All right. And people made up different stories about the bear, different stories about how it got into the sky. I'm going to tell you one story about this bear that comes to us from the native Iroquois people of the northern United States and Canada. And this story goes a little like this. One day, there was a great, big, mean, magical bear. And this bear was really no good. He was going around, he was knocking over people's homes, he was eating everyone's food. He wasn't being a very nice neighbor. And so 3 tribes came together, and they each decided to send their very best hunter to chase the bear away. And these hunters, they were very good at their jobs. They chased the bear and they chased the bear through the forests, across the rivers, over the oceans, until there was no place left for the bear to run. And the bear jumped up into the sky. But the hunters, they were very good at their job. They weren't going to let the bear get away that easily. And so they jumped after the bear. But the only part of the bear they were able to hold on to was the bear's tail. Now, do bears have tiny tails or big long tails? Do they have tiny tails? Do bears have tiny tails or big long tails? Ooh, we've got one person that says tiny tails, tiny tails. For the most part, bears have tiny tails. But these hunters, when they grabbed onto the bear, they grabbed onto his tail. And one after another, they stretched out his tail so it got very long. And that's why we see 1, 2, 3 stars. All right, at the end of the big bear's tail. Those are the hunters holding on to the bear, making sure that he doesn't get away. Now, there are a lot of different stories in the stars. All right. The Big Bear or Ursa Major is just one of them. All right. The other story that I'd like to talk about today is that of Gemini. Our capsule, the name of our capsule that we brought onto Intrepid. Now, my friends, what does the Gemini constellation look like to you? What does it look like to you? My friend in the blue jacket back there, loud and proud. Ah, 2 twins, 2 twins. All right, I get that a lot. It looks like twins. It looks like people holding hands. What does it look like now? What does it look like now? How about now? Over here. Oh, a spider? A spider? I can totally see that. All right, anybody else have any ideas about what it looks like? A lion? Ooh, I like that too. All right. Remember, people all over the world, they see the same stars. They not only connect them the same way, but sometimes they see them, all right, in a different order. All right, they see them laying down. They see them upside down, depending on where you are in the world. All right. This constellation was seen by the people of Greece and Rome as 2 people holding hands. They saw them as twins, And that is why our capsule is named Gemini, because it holds how many people? How many people do you think? Show me with your fingers the number of people you think it holds. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of people with 2 fingers up in the air. Yes, our Gemini capsule holds 2 people, just like the constellation of the twins. Now, this is going to be my last story for the day, but it is my favorite. According to this Greek and Roman story, these 2 twins had names. Their names were Castor and Pollux. And they had the same mom, but they had 2 different dads. Castor's dad was just a regular person, just like us. But Pollux's father was a god. And that meant Pollux would live forever. But that really didn't matter to the 2 brothers. They grew up together like any other pair of brothers do. They live together, they laugh together, they get on each other's nerves. How many people have siblings here in our audience? Anybody have siblings? Oh, I see lots of people with their hands up. Do sometimes you get along and sometimes you get on each other's nerves? Oh, I'm seeing a couple hands go straight in the air. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And it was the same with these 2 brothers. And when they grew up and they got older and they became great warriors together. One day on the field of battle, all right, Pollux saw an arrow shoot across the sky and hit his brother Castor in the chest. Pollux was so worried because he knew that Castor could get hurt. And so he ran over to his brother. And when he got there, he realized that Castor would not survive. And so Pollux cried out to the gods and he said, please, 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 save my brother. He is my best friend, and I don't know what I will do without him. If you save my brother, I will give up the most important thing I have. I will give up immortality. I will give up forever. And the gods heard this, and they were moved. And so they decided to save Castor's life and to take Pollux's forever and split it in 2. And each of the brother got to live for 1/2 of forever. And then when half of forever was up, the gods took the brothers and put them in the stars together so that they would never have to be apart again. And so that we here on earth could look up at the brothers in the stars and remember how important family and friends could be. Now, there are a lot of different stars in the night sky and a lot of different stories. Some stories are very, very old and have been retold over and over and over again. But what I would like to encourage you to do is I'd like you to go out with a friend, with your family members, if you're a kiddo, with permission of your adults, all right? And take a look at the night sky. See if you can find the Big Dipper, our favorite asterism, our Big Bear, or our Gemini constellation. And if you can't find them, that's okay. Don't worry. I would like to see if you guys could make up your own constellations. Connect the dots like you're making a picture and tell your own story. And then maybe one day, very far in the future, people will be saying this is what they saw in New York City. So thank you so much for coming and spending time with us today. I hope you learned something and had a good time. All right, and I hope you continue exploring.
All right, thank you so much, Ellen, from our education department. Another round of applause for Ellen and her star stories. All right, and also everyone, a special shout out to our amazing American Sign Language interpreters who are here today, also down there in the audience. That's how you do round of applause. Definitely, thank you so much for being here. They're going to be doing our interpreting our presentations all today, and for those of you at home as well. So thanks so much for being here as well. Now, everyone, if you enjoyed this presentation, our education department does offer a variety of programs, both here on site as well as virtually. So everything from pre-K through 12, as well as teens and after school and senior programs, something for everyone. So if you're interested in checking those out, just go to intrepidmuseum.org/education. Now, as you might have seen, again, we've got a whole bunch of really exciting partners here today, so be sure to check them all out. Check out all the cool things that we've got all year round here on display too. Airplanes, space shuttle, you name it. We've also got the full-scale model of the Perseverance rover and the Ingenuity helicopter. Also over here in our maker zone, earlier we were making camouflage flat Stanleys, and coming up, they're going to be doing a paper airplane challenge. So you can test out a few different styles of airplanes and toss them, see which one flies the best. But don't forget, coming up at 1 o'clock, everyone, we've got a special presentation from 2x2 Animal Haven right over there. They're going to be doing a very special animal show for you, all right? So head on back over here at 1 o'clock, and that goes for you tuning in at home as well. Check out our channel at 1 o'clock for 2x2 Animal Haven. Happy Kids Week, everyone.